welcome back to the channel. It's Jennifer. So today's video is going to be on a review of the makeup items that I got from Imats. I'm not going to include the skincare items because I haven't really gotten a chance to use like any of the sheet masks or anything. I'm pretty sure I'll like them, but I wanted to actually try them out before I reviewed them. So let's just go ahead and get into it. The first things that I'm going to review are just the makeup brushes, which, I mean, they're Morphe brushes. They're pretty good quality. This one, the eyeshadow brush, it works great. It's not doing exactly what I was kind of hoping that it would do. I think it's a little bit too soft. There's a little bit too much bend and play in it to really precisely pack down some color, but it does do a good job of just keeping that color concentrated in the crease. So it's kind of like a plus and a minus because it's not giving me enough color payoff in the crease, and that's kind of what I was looking for, but it does keep it concentrated in there. So, and then this one is their E34 brush. It is their, I think, tapered blush brush. I'm not exactly sure. This one, again, I've really been loving. I used it today with the Milani Coral brush, not Coral brush, the Milani Coral Blush, the rose one, and I just kind of stamped it real lightly. I love that colored blush, but it's very intense, so I didn't want to do a lot of buffing it in, so I just stamped it like with this, and it fits my cheeks, the shape really well, so I've been loving these two brushes. Moving on to all the makeup items, I'm going to start out with the products that I've been enjoying the most, and then go into the products that I'm just not so sure on and the ones that I don't really like at this point. So I'll start off with the eyeshadow palette that I used on my eyes today, which is the NYX Avant Pop palette. I'll just kind of quickly go over what I did. So on my lid, I used this shade here, which is sort of a peachy coral shade. It's got a lot of metallic in it. That I did put on the lid, and then in the crease, I buffed this dark purple in with a fluffy brush first to kind of lay down a light crease, and then I used a more dense one in the outer V, and then sort of dragging it into the middle. I did that on the lower lash line as well, really close with the angle brush, and then I buffed it out with this color, which is a little bit darker peachy color. I also used that as a transition like right here to just kind of bring a little bit of warmth in. And then this color is the one that I used on that brow bone. It is a little bit yellow, I would say, for a brow bone color, but it worked out okay. And then I also used this color in the inner corner and sort of dragged that just a little bit on the waterline. I love this palette. I haven't gotten, well, let's see. I think the only colors that I have not used in here are this color here, this blue purpley one, and then this green one. But all the other ones I've dabbled into a little bit. So I love this palette. I think you get great color payoff. Then going along with just like the NYX products, I picked up their NYX Radiant Finishing Powder. I'm not so sure on this one. The white one in here is got glitter in it. That is the part about it that I don't like the most. I just feel like for a correcting powder, it maybe shouldn't have that. And when I put it on my face and I swirl it all together, I can really see those glittery flakes. They're not chunky, but I can see the little specks of glitter. And it's not enough to be like a highlight, but it's too much to be a finishing powder. So the way that I have been using it is just going through these colors, because these ones, if they do have any shimmer, it's very minimal. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this product in general. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these sort of correcting powders. I've heard like the Guerlain ones are really good, but so far, I don't know. I did put a little bit like to set my highlight today. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Going along with NYX, I've got their Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour Stick. Now, I love this for ease of application. The formula's okay, everything like that. The contour shade, while it doesn't look like it would be very warm, it is definitely warmer than, let's say, the Makeup Forever one. So I feel like it's more of like a bronzing shade. If you don't mind a warm contour, it will definitely work. I mean, it's definitely not orange, so it's not going to look super out of place. But seeing that I have both, I definitely prefer this one, which I'll just lead right into that. This I've been loving using. Honestly, I really only use these two shades. This one, as I've said before, makes me look a little bit gray. It's a little bit too cool toned. I haven't given it a real proper try, just because I don't really do the full-on face contour. I do just use this. I used it today just here. I don't do my nose or anything like that. I sometimes use it around the hairline, sometimes not. I did use this highlighter today, so that's what you're seeing as the glow. I've used this sort of blush shade in here a few times, and I feel like it goes on a little bit patchy. So I need to continue to try it, continue to try and work with it. I've only applied it with a stippling brush, so I do want to give it a try with my fingers to see if that works a little bit better. Going back to NYX, I bought their Angel Veil Primer. It's the Skin Perfecting Primer. Oil-free. I can definitely tell that I'm putting a primer on when I put this on. It's got a feeling that the consistency is not like any other primer that I've used so far, so I really like it. I did use it on my skin today. I don't feel like it's like a pore filling one, but I feel like it does help minimize the pores. I definitely like this one way better than their pore filling primer that they have. You do have to shake it a little bit. I feel like mine is a little bit separated, so you get a little bit of like fluid when you squirt it out, which I wish it wasn't like that. But I do shake it up and it's a little bit better. But so far, I really like this primer. I've already talked about this in my favorites video that will be loading soon. If it's not already loaded, it should already be loaded, but I will link it. This one is sort of just disappointing to me. I was really hoping it would be a nice stay in your waterline type of eye pencil, and it's just not. It doesn't go in the waterline very easily. I don't know if it's just me or what, but it's not soft enough. It doesn't go on. I definitely feel it's, it's black. It would stay on, the outer part of my eyes, but I bought it more for a waterline crayon. So it's a good black eyeliner, don't get me wrong, if you're using it just on the outer part, but I did not care for it for the purpose that I bought it for, but otherwise it's okay. Moving on, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. When I first got this, I didn't care for it, but as I've been using it more and more, I really do like it. I feel like the match is really good for me. It's in ebony. It's like a nice dark brown, but it's not like black. I believe this is their darkest shade. I'm not absolutely positive on that, but I do believe it's their darkest shade. And I love it. It's what I used on my brows today. It does give more of like a natural brow. I would say more along the lines of the IT Cosmetic Brow Power. As far as the shape and things like that, it's slightly different than that, but I think that IT Cosmetics came out with one similar in shape to this, but I have the regular one in the universal color, and I really like that one as well. I've heard some people say that the waxy consistency helps keep their brows in place. Not for my brows, so I definitely do have to set this. I think it's just because my eyebrow hairs do get very long, so even if I trim them, they're very stubborn. They're, like a coarser hair, so this does not do anything to control my brows, but I do love the color, and it's very easy application, so I do love this. The other item from Anastasia that I picked up was the lip gloss in Vintage. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about this item, but I do love this color. I do love the formula of the glosses. I'm absolutely in love with these, so I will try and pick up some more for sure. So I'm not going to touch too much more on that, but I love them. Last item is this Carly Bible palette. I've been pleasantly surprised with this. Again, I have not used it as much as I should have to be giving it a review, but the stuff that I have used out of it, I've really liked. I could have created probably a similar eye look to the shades in this palette, using the shades in this palette today, but I wanted to use the NYX palette because, again, I hadn't used it as much, but I wanted to try out some more colors. So in this palette, I've used this color, and then these colors, this one, and this one, and I've used just about every one of these as well. Out of these four, these two are my favorite. They are more highlight shades for me. These ones you can use for bronzer if you want like a really shimmery bronzer, which I've tried a little bit as a light dusting, but otherwise they're very beautiful eyeshadow colors. This one's a little bit too gold for me. But otherwise, the majority of these colors I will get a lot of use out of. The only thing I will say is I created a look using this palette yesterday, and the colors will kind of muddy a little bit. So you gotta be careful with your blending. Don't over blend it because you will blend the color away and you will muddy them all up. But other than that, like the metallic ones have a lot of color payoff, and the transition shades work pretty well, but you do have to be careful. I noticed that, and it happens to me a lot, not just with these shadows, I will put just the, metallic shadow on my eyelid, but by the time I blend out my crease color, it seems like everything has a little bit of shimmer into it. And that could be because I have hooded eyelids. Once I open my eyes, there's just a tiny sliver of the eyelid that actually shows. The rest of it kind of folds in on itself. So I get transfer with that kind of stuff. But I love this palette. So I guess if you don't have a palette already that has, highlight, like if you don't have a specific highlight palette, I would recommend getting this because you get eyeshadows, you get a couple of good highlighters, you get some bronzing powders, and if you are deeper skin tone, like these would absolutely work for a highlight. But yeah, so far I've been loving this as well. This color is the one that got a little bit muddy on me. It's sort of like a cool brown. It does have a little bit of like flecks of shimmer in there, so it's more of like a satin, but this one was not a very good color. The rest of them, though, have been working out okay. I think that's it, guys. I think that's everything that I got when I went to New York as far as makeup at the Imats show. I did get this like as a sample. It's the NYX finishing powder, and it's in the mint color, but I don't really have any redness to correct, so I have not even opened it. Yeah, so I have not even opened it. I am going to pass this along, but I didn't get to use that, but I did want to tell you guys. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on these products. Let me know in the comments below if you share similar feelings of love or hate or sort of maybe about the products. And I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye!